he's back. Everybody's favorite giant monster. Me. And Godzilla's back too. Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's been a minute. Also, hello. Yes, this is my face. I don't think we've ever shown this. I do want to briefly touch on where I've been. Be like, what happened? Why have there been no more trailers? And what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? I don't know. What happened was I tried pursuing some professional opportunities. And I was working a full-time editing job. I was doing other side projects, and I had no time to do more YouTube stuff. I also started to kind of get away from like my interest in movie trailers. It's a shame because so many things happened, and believe me, I have so much to say. I have so much to say about Minus One. I have so much to say about Godzilla films, where they stand right now. The Monsterverse, even that, which I don't love that much. I hope to be back and be back for a while because there's just a lot to say. And I need to just add my voice to, because we just don't have enough people on the internet talking right now, right? But I do want to take a minute and say why I think you should listen to my opinions on Godzilla and the giant monster genre. For one thing, I've seen the original Godzilla probably over 100 times. I've been watching these films since I was 3 years old. I've watched every Godzilla film done by Toho multiple times. I'm also well read on the topic. I've read David Cowitz's film, A Critical History and Filmography of the Godzilla Series. I've read Steve Reifel. I've read Ed Gajewski. I also have a degree in filmmaking, so I know a lot of the behind the scenes. I know a lot of the behind the scenes when it comes to the filmmaking of these particular films, thanks to the books I've read. So I think I have a greater understanding of the character and the franchise than the average Joe, okay? So, and on this, we're not going to take this too seriously, you know? I mean, I'm wearing a Godzilla shirt. I'm surrounded by useless garbage that I've spent my money on. Whatever. We're just going to talk giant monster films, which are the coolest. Giant monster films are like the coolest films. I don't know why they have like a bad rap. We're going to talk about this another time. But when they're at their best, they're visually stunning and they tell really powerful and important stories. So I do believe I am uniquely qualified and knowledgeable to talk about these films. With that said, let's launch into the show. What do I want to talk about today? Well, we're recording this on November 7th, 2025. I'm just trying to scroll down on my computer document here. We're recording this on November 2nd. Just take it again. We're recording this on November 7th, 2025. We're just beyond Godzilla Day, so if anyone's here who doesn't know, Godzilla Day is celebrated every year on November 3rd, and it celebrates the release of the very first Godzilla movie in 1954. They do a big convention in Tokyo. They usually release a bunch of information on upcoming projects, and they usually do like a short film. So I think today's episode, we're just going to talk about what we're going to unpack. We're going to do a little unpacking. The big news, I'm going to bury the lead here. The big news was, of course, we got a title reveal on the new Godzilla film. This will be a sequel to the Oscar award-winning Godzilla Minus One, and the title is Godzilla Minus Zero. Godzilla Minus Donut. And so, let's just start right away. What are my thoughts on it? I don't like it. I was hoping for Godzilla Minus 2, because I thought that was clean. Not that it really matters, but I like a good numbered title. And let's be honest, we haven't talked about Minus One yet on this channel. We will. I love Godzilla Minus One, but the dumbest part of Minus One is the title. They go from zero to minus. See, they go from having nothing to having even more nothing. I guess. And now it's minus zero, which is fine. It's, I get it. If you were to go an extra one up. But now I'm like thinking about it and I'm like, what does it mean? Like, Godzilla, it comes back, but maybe it's for good, or maybe there's maybe Japan's stronger, so now it's zero. Why is it minus zero? If it's zero, it can be minus zero plus zero. The thing is that this sets up that the third one, if they make a third one, the third one was what's that gonna be called? Godzilla plus one? Was Godzilla going on a date? But it's fine. This is a small complaint. It's a little teeny tiny complaint. And I saw some comments being like, this will shut up the -2 crowd. And I'm like, what? I didn't know there was first of all, I didn't know there was a crowd. Second of all, what's wrong with -2? So what to expect with Godzilla Minus Zero? First of all, let's be honest, another monster, which, hot take, I don't want. I'm done with, like, monsters fighting other monsters. Why do you like the genre so much? What do you expect, idiot? Well, I don't know. I mean, -1 didn't have any other monsters. It was great. But with a sequel, you gotta do. No, you don't have to do. You can do it. He can do what he wants. Yamazaki, he's the man. He is the auteur. But I saw an interview with, or I read an interview with him. They did an interview with him. I think it was like maybe a Godzilla Day last year, but he was saying like something to the extent of like, yeah, we kind of, we would love to do another monster because now with the modern technology and everything, that could be done easier. So he's already talked about it. I was hoping for, if it was -2, I was gonna say maybe they would have another Godzilla. We haven't really seen that before. They flirted with that many times. I know they've done Mecha Godzilla. I don't want to do that again. We've done that how many billions of times now? They flirted with Ghost Godzilla. They've done Space Godzilla, obviously. Space Godzilla. It's like one of my favorite, like, monster names in Japanese. You think about it, -1, another Godzilla, another -1, -2. But if they do another Toho monster, it would be either Mothra or another female monster. Why? Because from a story perspective, it makes sense for Noriko to be the main character. We don't know much about her. We don't know a lot about her backstory. We don't really know what happened after she was tempered. Spoiler alert for -1, by the way. But after she was thought dead in the middle of -1, when, between then and when she comes back at the end. Now, obviously, she has like the cells growing on her neck, so I assume she'll be a big part of the plot anyway. But and then I don't think you can really focus on Shikishima again. I think he should be in the movie, but I think we've already seen. I mean, the poor man. He's already gone through hell. He's overcome his guilt embodied by Godzilla. And then if Godzilla comes back, he's like, bruh, I just flew a plane into your face, okay? What else does a man have to do? Noriko should be the focus of the movie. And the other reason I think it could be Mothra is when Noriko is being attacked by Godzilla and she's in the train and she's hanging for dear life, whose theme is playing? It's the Mothra theme. So I'm just saying, there's clues, there's little clues here and there. Could be a Mothra movie. I'm dressed appropriately here, everybody. You can't really see it much because it's off frame. That's Mothra, who dies in every movie. If we do Mothra, can we do her a little differently at least? Could she not like die in this one? Mothra's greatest strength is dying. Have you noticed? Every time Mothra's in a movie, she dies. It kind of diminishes the sacrifice after a little while when it happens every movie. So listen, Yamazaki, don't kill Mothra if she's in the movie. Just do something different with her, okay? But that's a good segue into, I do think, like, what will this film explore? Something different. Because Toho right now is in a very experimental phase. A lot of the projects that they've made have all been very different. It's the best time to be a Godzilla fan. I mean, the usual pattern is you have a Godzilla series, it starts out dark, it gets sillier as it goes, and it gets so silly, it gets so outrageous that eventually they just reboot the series. Today, it's like we've got Godzilla that's serious, Godzilla that is goofier, we've got, animated Godzilla, we've got animated Godzilla that's like bright and colorful and fun, you've got animated Godzilla that's dark and serious and gritty, and we've got googly-eyed Godzilla, we got these short films that are coming out, so it's like we got a whole bunch of variety. So they're going to do something totally different. They're going to do something different. It will not be Godzilla Tokyo SOS, the most generic Godzilla movie ever made. That's a take. Send it. They put that on the take machine. Put that on the take record. Archive the take. Okay. Well, what have we seen? Let's go through the Godzilla. Let's go through the Godzilla usual suspects. Nuclear metaphor. We did that already. Okay. I mean, there'll probably be some of it in there because it's Godzilla. It's like his calling card. Cold War metaphors. We've done that already. Return of Godzilla. Some people think Raids Again is a Cold War metaphor. I don't think that's the case, but whatever. Environmentalism. I think we can leave that alone. Unless they do Hedorah again, which all you Toho fanboys would love. God, now I think it will be environmentalism because they'll probably bring back Hedorah. What else have we done? criticisms of the government and bureaucracy. We did that with Shin Godzilla. We also kind of did that with -1 a little bit. You know, it was written during COVID, so that there was a little bit of commentary on government control with like the gag order and government mistrust. Again, more applicable to Shin Godzilla, but again, we saw that with -1. So it'll be something current. That's what I would think. And Noriko will play a role. Was that a prediction or was that a whole bunch of nonsense? You can decide. Anyway, next topic. We'll finish up here on the show talking about Fest Godzilla. So real quick, again, every Godzilla day they do a big convention, and they also release typically these short Godzilla films. We've seen a couple of these the last couple of years. They've been directed by a man named Kazuhiro Nakagawa. Nakagawa directed another one this year that was, I think it was called Shinjuku Burning. It featured the suit from Godzilla 2000, but the twist was he was burning. If you don't know, if you're new to Godzilla or you just haven't seen all the films, in the film Godzilla vs. Destoroyah, Godzilla famously is dying and the suit is glowing and pulsing in red. And they just basically did that to another suit, and a lot of people have been talking about this suit. I don't want to talk about the suit. That was all leading to say I don't want to talk about that. What I want to talk about quickly is the effects in this short were spectacular. Most of it was in one take, or it was one shot, assuming it was a digital compilation of takes. And the camera was heavily involved in telling the story. What I'm getting at here is, and this is going to lead into our next discussion, I believe we are heading with the technology available, the visual effects technology available, AI, and whatever Toho is using. They're leading the way right now on what I believe is going to be a kaiju boom in the next 10 years, because it's getting easier and cheaper to create convincing visual effects that are cinematic and don't sacrifice realism. The effects are going to blend practical and CGI to create a perfect balance of art and realism, and Toho is leading the way on this. It's just cheaper and easier to make good-looking visual effects, and that's going to benefit this genre so much. We're going to talk about this more next time. So that concludes this video. Hopefully you have some takeaways from it. If you have opinions, leave them in the comments. Tell me I'm wrong. And how do you end a YouTube video? I don't even know. If you want more monstrous content, subscribe to the channel. I sound like a joke. This is terrible. We'll catch you later. This is Giant Monster Media signing out.